Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn, your practical astrologer, and today we are talking about the new moon. It's on April 27th. It's at 7 degrees of Taurus, and by the time we have this new moon, Venus has gone direct and it's starting to separate from Saturn. What does this mean for you? That's what we're going to talk about. Welcome everyone. This video starts with a short overview, then we're going to talk about your sign and the predictions for love and money, and then at the end of this video there is a short bit on activating your part of fortune, so you're going to want to stay all the way to the end. And if you would like a copy of your chart so that you can follow along in these videos, I'll send you a PDF. There's a link in the description. Okay, let's take a look at this new moon chart. So I upload these new moon videos about 2 weeks before the new moon, and that means that you're probably watching this video right as Venus is tracking along with Saturn. So the day after the full moon, back on April 13th, Venus went direct at 24 Pisces, and Saturn was sitting at 26 Pisces. And so Venus is love and money and all the things you desire, and then Saturn is a brick wall. And so what this means for people, in general, is that everyone has the feeling that they're not getting what they want. So when a planet turns direct, it starts out moving very, very slowly, and Saturn already moves very slowly, and so now Venus and Saturn are doing this very slow waltz together as they go forward. They're almost like chained together. Now Venus would like to lead. Venus would like to lead you towards more money, better relationships, and everything that you want. But Saturn, the planet of hard work and discipline and restriction, is holding on to Venus very tightly now. So by Monday, April 21, both Venus and Saturn are at 26 degrees of Pisces. And now the North Node is there too. Now the North Node is your life path. And so Venus is what you want. Saturn's the strict father telling you what you need to do. So, and then with the North Node, you need to follow through because this is the direction to go. So in other words, over this 2-week period on the approach to the new moon, the correct way to go is the hard way. And if you're uncertain about which direction, take the uphill route. That's going to be the best way to get to what you want. So from April 21 to April 24, we're really doing that energy. And then on April 24, Venus starts to separate and move past Saturn. And from there, then the hard work that you've been doing starts to yield some rewards. Basically, at that point, you eat your vegetables and dessert comes. And then we're going to see Venus start to pick up some speed. So by April 27, Venus is a full degree separating from Saturn. And that means that they are becoming two separate entities, that the rewards are no longer tied to how hard you're working, how austere you are. And then by April 30, Venus is in Aries. And not only are Venus and Saturn separated, but at this point they're in different signs. And so now they really feel like there's some relief here. And so people basically all over the world are going to breathe this sigh of relief, especially those in the stock market. So because things feel a little easier. But don't be fooled. Venus is going to run smack dab into Neptune in Aries. And this is, such a desire for relief that people go overboard. And that is, the person who has one drink will have 10. The person who spends $10 may spend $500. The Venus-Neptune conjunction is like a scammer's dream because the scammer can promise anything and the person's ready to click. So you want to give Venus a few days, even though you may be feeling better, but give Venus a few days to get past Neptune and past that confusing energy. And then you can say, okay, now things will settle down, smoother waters are ahead, and we have this calmer month of May that we're going to enter into. So the bottom line here is that we're not going to really feel this energy of Taurus, which is about contentment and comfort and a steady paycheck. We don't really feel that until we get a few days into May. In this 2-week run-up to the new moon, be very aware that the best way to get what you want is to be disciplined, to be focused, to be working hard on a goal. And then as you do things, then you're going to start to see the rewards as Venus pops out and gets past both Saturn and Neptune. Okay, Pisces, this new moon is lighting up your area of communication and community. So if you do any sort of writing or teaching, this is very good for you. If you do anything in logistics, this could bring some job opportunities for you. This is also about just connecting with others, and this could be a really busy time where you're doing some social events, where you are doing activities around other people. And then we have this Saturn conjunct Venus, and they're both in your sign. And now you've been dealing with Saturn in your sign for about 2.5 years, and Saturn's message to you was to find your confidence, to find your expertise, what you're good at, and to own that energy. And now Saturn is getting ready to go into Aries. And so this year you have a little bit more time with Saturn in Pisces to really nail down these concepts of this is what I'm good at, and to bring your confidence up to where it's supposed to be. Now, with the Venus conjunction that you have been doing, it's probably been pretty tough over the last couple of weeks, but this energy is now dissipating and you're kind of freeing yourself from that. And that was maybe comparing yourself to others or comparing yourself to some idealized thing online. So this is a time for you to really understand that you're worthy, that you may not be at the place others are. So, you are ahead of some, you're behind others, we all are. But as you keep working towards your goals and developing this understanding and these abilities that you have and collecting experiences, you grow in confidence, and that changes everything in your life. And if you would like to know more about what's ahead for you in 2025 and 2026, I do readings. There's a link in the description. Now, when it comes to love relationships, specifically new love, the moon's making a semi-sextile to Neptune. So a semi-sextile means that there is some small stumbling block between you and what you want, in this case, a love relationship. The stumbling block could be some procrastination of not getting out and meeting new people, saying no to the party because you're feeling tired that day, or bumping the first meeting out, a few more weeks. So this is a time to look at how you may be stopping what you want through some just quiet little procrastination, or that you feel that the obstacle is greater than it actually is. Now, when it comes to existing love relationships, Mercury is not making an aspect with Neptune, but they are in the same sign. So this indicates that you're two individuals, and when you come together with the intention of working something out, you can, but you're doing your thing, they're doing their thing, and so it's like you're not exactly attached at the hip right now. Now, this energy is going to line up better over the course of the year, and there will be opportunities for you to work out things or be a united front. But right now, there is just some general harmony. Now, when it comes to your money, you'll pull money from Mars, and that Mars is doing an opposition with Pluto. This is the third opposition. This is the last one, and at least for a couple of years. And so there is this really strong energy that there's something that you need to do, something you need to face or combat or conquer. And once you get started, it's going to be much easier than you think, but you have to take some action. And so the Mars is suggesting that you go boldly forward, and like if you're demanding payment, or you are asking for someone to be a business partner, or you are dealing with someone who is taking something from you and they shouldn't be, dealing with this head on is the solution right now, because you're doing that very strong Mars opposed Pluto. And when you challenge this energy or person or situation, you have an opportunity to come together and work it out. Now, when it comes to money from business or from investments, Mars is making a nice out-of-sign trine with Venus. So there is a strong possibility of making more money over this next 2 weeks. That means that there could be some great business opportunities. You may find that your investments do well, that a passive income source starts paying you. All of this is out of sign. So this energy is like it comes in from left field or it surprises you in some way. This is not coming from a source you expect. And then when it comes to money derived from career, so that would be a paycheck, Mars is making an out-of-sign trine with Saturn. This is very positive energy for getting more money from your career. But again, because it's out of sign, it feels like a surprise. And that is that maybe you were offered something, maybe you were offered a different job or a different position within your company and it happens to pay more, or that there's some sort of surprise perk that comes with you accepting new responsibilities or a big project. So this could also be something where you ask for the raise and you hear no, and then they say, okay, we will give it to you. Like there's some sort of shift or change. So this is very good energy, so you do want to pursue this. But of course, because you're doing a Mars-Pluto aspect that I just mentioned, you do want to go in gently, so to see if there's any opposition to what you're suggesting, as well as focusing on how the two of you can come together and negotiate for something that's a win-win. This is the third section of this video, and I have a couple of announcements, and we're going to then talk about the part of fortune and activating that energy. Every month, I offer a free class by Zoom. It's called New Month Wishes. It is on the first day of the month at 12 p.m. Pacific time. The next one is on May 1st. And now there is a much easier way to register for this class, so there's a link in the description to register. In this class, we talk about the energies for the month, and then we write our wishes together, and then we energize these together. It's a really fun class. It is free, and so I hope you come. I also want to expand this channel and do more videos about astrology, feng shui, everything, all the different things. And so I have opened this up to memberships. So if you'd like to support me and support the channel, click the join button to find out more information. Now, the part of fortune on your chart is represented by a circle with an X in it. It's kind of like the treasure map X. And the part of fortune is actually a mathematical calculation between sun, moon, and ascendant. It is very helpful for people who don't know their birth time because the part of fortune can be used as an alternate ascendant. Back in the old days, it was pretty rare that people wrote down a birth time. So the part of fortune was widely used for this purpose. And by fortune in this case, we mean opportunities to make money, to make good connections, to be in the right place at the right time, and to receive what you want. Activation of part of fortune comes through transits, and so any strong transit would affect it. If you would consider maybe a transit from Mars, that would be, then activity would happen. So for an activation by transit, I would do 2 degrees on approach, 1 degree separating. So that means if your part of fortune is 10 degrees, when Mars gets to 8, then it is approaching by 2 degrees. And then when Mars gets past 11, it has separated by 1 degree. And so that would be 2 degrees on approach, 1 degree separating. And that's the time period where you would feel that energy. For a transit of Mars, that would be about a week. If you're interested in how Mars and other transits could affect your part of fortune, leave me a comment in the description and I'll do a video on it. You can also use different spiritual means to activate your part of fortune, specifically crystals. Crystals attract energy and they create a focus, and so they are very useful for connecting with this energy. So I have a little list here of different crystals that are associated with the different signs. These are not the only crystals you could use. So these are just common crystals that you probably have already that I recommend. There's a full list of these crystals in the description, but we'll go through them really quickly. And that is Aries is tiger's eye, Taurus is citrine, Gemini is adventurine, Cancer is moonstone, Leo is sunstone, Virgo is moss agate, Libra is turquoise, Scorpio is black tourmaline, Sagittarius is carnelian, Capricorn is green calcite, Aquarius is rutilated quartz, and Pisces is amethyst. Again, there is a full list of these in the description, and you do not have to use these particular crystals. These are just suggestions. So when you're working on money opportunities, when you are dealing with business matters, or anything where you want to make a deeper connection with someone or get some money, you want to have this crystal nearby. Maybe it's on your desk, maybe you are wearing it as a piece of jewelry, or perhaps you are holding it in your hand while you make these calls. But that helps you focus the energy and tells the universe that you are activating your part of fortune. If you don't know where your part of fortune is, I can send you a PDF of your chart. There's a link in the description. Just put the words part of fortune in the subject line. I also have a video about the part of fortune going through the houses. There's a link to that in the description. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the memberships. Subscribe to the newsletter. It's free, and I will see you in the next video.